Hi folks, this episode of Meat Revival, which we do call a baptism in smoke by the way, is going to be brought to us by our friends at Springer Mountain Farms. Probably the best chicken on the planet in my opinion, out of Baldwin, Georgia. They're just great folks, got a great product. Use them if you can, believe me, this good stuff. What we're going to do today is what's called a Spatchcock Chicken. And all we're going to do is just show you how to get it to that point, how we're going to get it to lay out flat, and how we're going to get it to cook. We're also going to use a brine in this again today, and we'll show you how that works as well. You take all the giblets out, you don't need that. So we'll just kind of set that aside. What you want to do first is go in, lay the bird out, take you some poultry shears if you need to. I go ahead and clip the tail off of it. Nobody eats that. So we're going to take the poultry shears and try to go right up as close to the middle of the backbone as we can. Get right up in there. It's kind of tough. Right up to the neck bone. Okay. Now what you're going to do is just kind of open up the bird a little bit like this. Take your knife and just barely cut in a little spot right there. Now if you lay this bird over like this, you look at it and you notice that, man, it's all plumped up and it's not laying out flat. Well, if you don't lay out very flat, then you're going to have trouble with it cooking evenly. So what you want to do is flip the bird back over. We're going to take the keel bone out. I don't know if you know what the keel bone is, but I'm fixing to show you. So take your knife. This is the keel right here, okay? So just take your knife, kind of feel that bone, go right around the edge, just a little, on both sides. Then you want to take your finger and your thumb, pull up into it, pop that away, pop that one away, take your forefinger and your thumb and just work it down. You see, now you expose the whole keel bone right there. Come back to the top of the bone, just pull it out, and hopefully it would have come out in one piece, but it didn't. That's okay. Okay, so there's the keel bone right there. All right, now we're going to flip the bird back over and look at it and see how flat it laid out also. Now, to make it go even better, make it look better, take these wings, fold them back, up on top like this, and there we go. She's ready to go in the brine now. Okay, so now we're going to make the brine real quick. And this is my rule of thumb whenever I use any kind of brine, is that whatever rub we're using, this time we're using the unBULLevable by Lotta barbecue, probably some of the best rub on the planet, I can say. I use the cap as a measuring cup. For one bird, this bird here probably weighs about 3 pounds. It's a young bird. Use a cap full of the unBULLevable seasoning. Use a cap of the Kosher Salt. And also use a cap of sugar. Dark brown, light brown, doesn't really matter to me which one you're going to use. You know the difference in the dark brown and light brown is only just the amount of molasses just put into the recipe. So if you wanted to just have it a little sweeter, use the dark. If you don't, just use the light. So just kind of stir that up. All you want to do is just let the kosher salt dissolve. Okay, grab another glove here real quick. Okay, so now you're going to take the bird just about like this and just lay it back down in the brine. Okay, you got the bird in there now. What do you want to do with it? All you want to do is with any brine is to just get enough water in it to cover it. Anything other than that, you're just going to dilute it, which you don't want to do. So we've almost got it covered there. And at some point, the buoyancy of the bird is going to bring it up above the water, so you may need to put something in there and hold it down, because it kind of floats right there. But that's okay. Take that, cover that up, put it in the fridge. You can leave that up to 24 hours. You know, 6 to 10 hours is a good brine time. Do it the night before. You're going to cook it for supper the next night. Go ahead and do it that evening. When you get home from work, your wife gets the grill ready for you and it's all hot and ready to go. By the time you get home, it's all ready to go on. Okay, so we've had our chicken in the brine for about 12 hours now. And what we're going to do is take the same seasoning that we put in the brine and just really coat the back side of the chicken. This is going to go on the fire, so you know, a lot of times you'll get a little burn on there. That's okay. That's just going to give it a little more flavor, is all that's going to do. I love using the unBULLevable rub on these chickens that we spatchcocked. They're just, oh man, the flavor is just incredible. Okay, so we want to flip that bird over. Notice our wings are still tucked up where they should be. So you're going to kind of get it in everywhere. Get it up under that, raise that armpit, get that in there. All the way back in here. Get on the top side of that skin, back under the armpit on the other side, back on the flapper right there. Kind of raise that, get underneath that thigh there if you can. And this is just seasoning the skin right here, but that seasoning will get all the way into this bird before this ordeal's over with. Use a good liberal coat on it. Make sure that everywhere you can is covered. Okay. I think we're ready for the fire. Okay, we got the Primo gas warmed up. She's running about 360 right now. As soon as we open this up, we're going to lose some of that temperature right there. That's okay, that's what we want to happen. So we're going to take the bird, put it right here. We got to let that sizzle. A lot of people will take and wash all that brine off before you put it on. I prefer not to. I want that taste in there. So we're just going to let this bird sit here just like this for about 20-30 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of butter just to kind of keep the skin nice and moist as it's cooking. Okay, so we're about 20-30 minutes into the cook process. We're just going to open it up, take a little look at it. It's looking good. We want to take just a little butter, a little Swedish parquet. You can use a spray butter if you want. It doesn't matter. Put that on. You're going to get a little flare up whenever that happens. Put it on when that butter hits that fire down there. That's okay. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put that on, just cover it back up, let her do her thing. Okay, so one of the things that we like to do here at Meat Revival, it's not all about the meat. Sometimes it's about the veggies that go with the meat, just to kind of complete a meal. One of the things that you can do is go to your grocery store and get these veggie kebabs. You know, they're like, I don't know, $2 a piece in the grocery store. They're already put together. You don't have to worry about going and chopping and dicing and slicing and all that stuff. Just get it all done at one time. What we like to do with it is just take a little olive oil and brush them pretty liberally with them. You got to watch because those skewers will turn loose and come out on you. But give them a good coat all the way around. Let me get both of them done here. Now you can use an olive oil, you can use a canola oil, you can use any kind of oil you want. All you're looking for is something to help the seasoning stick to it. So no matter what you're cooking out there on your grill, if you want to use a different kind of seasoning, that's great. I prefer to use a steak seasoning because it just kind of enhances all the flavors out here. Makes everything kind of come together. So once we get that done, just like that, we're going to take and sprinkle pretty liberally with a steak seasoning. We like to use a Bull Buster steak seasoning. Tell you what. Let me go ahead and put that in the pan. I quit making a big mess everywhere. I end up having to clean it up. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to take this pretty liberal, put it on like so. We're going to turn them. We're going to do it again, just like that. The hardest part of getting all of these done is going to be the squash because it's so dense. There's so much moisture in it. You know, if I could make these out of mushrooms and make the whole thing, that's what I'd do. That's my favorite part of all of it. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. You want to take that, you can let that marinate overnight if you want, or you can take it out to the grill and put it in right away. What we're going to do is take it on out, put it on the grill, let it finish up with this spatchcock chicken. We'll have a meal ready. Okay, so we've got our chicken running out here. Let's just see where it's at. You want to get 160 degree in that thigh joint. And right now we're at 180 degrees, so we know we're pretty good. One thing you want to check, there's 177 on this side, so we're all good. What you want to watch for when you do these half chickens or whole chickens like this is that the juice that comes from right here, if that juice is clear, it's usually always done. You don't want to get anybody sick by having a bloody chicken that didn't quite get done. Sometimes you're still going to get that bloody chicken look even though it is done. They just hold pockets in there sometimes. All right, so we're going to take our veggie kebabs. I'm just going to place one right here and one right here. We'll just let that kind of finish up with the chicken. If chicken gets done, any more done than that, we'll have to pull it off. But right now we're just going to let the veggie kebabs cook. We may pull the chicken and let it rest while they're finishing up. Okay folks, we're back now with the spatchcock chicken. We let this thing rest for about 15 minutes. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and part it out. And I'll show you how all that works. You got that bone right in the middle there. Just going to give you a little bit of trouble maybe when you cut through. So now then you got two pretty halves right there all together. So what you want to do is come back in here and cut around that thigh. Pull that open like so, and look at it just fall apart. You got the little black on the back side, that's okay. That's going to eat very well. Now here's what you can do. You can leave this as whole, like so. Put it on your plate. Depending on how many people you got going to eat with you. So come back in here, cut this other side. Cut that over here. Should come right apart, just like that. You know you've done right. Okay, you got a bunch of people, cut right down in here, cut right down that between the thigh and the leg. Okay, there's one piece. There's two pieces. Now, if you have more than that, go ahead and cut the breast in two as well. Okay, there's one piece of the breast. Kind of tuck it back under, right there. Bring the other one up here, just like so. You can figure out which way it goes, we'll all be good. And kind of like right in there. So now then, you took an 8-piece and you took two halves, made them an 8-piece. Oh, I forgot to cut the wings out, didn't I? Man, y'all need to be watching me closer. Okay, now you remember we did the veggie kebabs earlier. So we're going to take those veggie kebabs, and that just consists of some mushrooms, some red and green bell peppers, some red onion, some squash, and some zucchini. It just adds a lot of color to what you got going on here. So this way, you get your protein, you get your chicken, then you get your kebabs. It's got all your vegetables in there. It's be good to go. Just sit down and pick out.
Thanks for checking us out today on Meat Revival. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get all the latest updates. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. We'll see you next time.